This is a very rich discussion currently because there's not a lot of data on how to sequence immunotherapies. And I think we have to actually go back to the drawing board on what do we really mean by sequencing therapies. We know in the upfront setting, when we talk about sequencing, patients get induction and then potentially transplant and then maintenance-based therapy. So they get sequencing within a line of therapy. When we talk about sequencing with immunotherapy, we also, I think, have to talk about it, number one, about in a line of therapy. How are we going to sequence them within a line? For instance, do we want to use bridging with a bispecific antibody to target one antigen and then maybe a CAR T cell to consolidate that response? Or do we want to do two different bispecifics? Do we want to start with one that targets one antigen and then go to another that targets a second antigen? And consider that actually all one line of therapy. But traditionally, we've been talking about sequencing about what do we use first? And then when patients progress, what do we use next? What's the next one? And do we do a CAR T cell first? Or do we do a bispecific first? And do we target BCMA first? Or do we target GPRC5D first? These are all questions that I think we need to answer. Some of these answers are going to come from real world data. Some of the answers are not going to be possible to do as part of pharma trials. It's just it's going to be too difficult. So we're going to learn this at doing it prime time with patients and with our ability to access these drugs that are now available in many countries around the world. So my take home from sequencing is we don't really know yet what the right or the proper sequence is, but we're going to find it out over the next 5 years.